The title is Ruth and Our Life. Let's unravel life stories in connection with the book of Ruth in the Old Testament. 1. There was a conversation between an old pastor B and his child C. B. I wish you had lived your life business, but you couldn't live your life because you have helped me. C. No, it's a great joy and reward in my life, just as in the book of Ruth. While the other daughter-in-law went to her hometown, Ruth returned to Bethlehem, saying, The God of my mother-in-law is my God. I too will follow my father and walk in the ways of God. 2. There is a military comic YouTube channel, and in it there is a scene where a person who did not have to join the Korean military because of poor health or because he is an American citizen enlisted and worked hard in the military, but later he was treated poorly by the regimental commander and other officers when he had to take a vacation. For example, a vacation he was planning to take in his later years for his mother's birthday, and other situations, and he suffered. Sometimes instead of taking the path you could have taken, you choose a path that seems better to you. But there are also lives that are unexpectedly daunting and involving time, money, effort, tears, sweat, injuries, accidents, and near-death experiences. There is also a story similar to the old life of Shim Chung, a devoted daughter from Belarus who married a Korean bachelor and saved her father's life when he falls seriously ill. 3. In the book of Ruth, to escape a famine, Naomi's family, 4 people including her husband and 2 sons, left Bethlehem in Judah and immigrated to Moab. Later added family members were 2 daughters-in-law. They were poor in children and there were no second-generation children born there. Naomi's husband and 2 sons died in Moab, either from hardship, illness, or accident. Left with no children, Naomi and her daughters-in-law, they had to embark on a lonely journey back home. It was a life of misfortune, despair, and bitterness. It was a life of misfortune, despair, and bitterness. Thanks to his father, son of Section 1, graduated from a prestigious, expensive university in the United States. This was a significant advantage of the past. If the son continues his father's work in the future, it will be a good thing, and there may be significant advantages in life. When comparing son Cis following his father to Ruth following Naomi, the latter's life was far more painful and bitter than the former's. When applying Bible stories to ourselves, we need to consider whether this is an exaggeration or excessive boasting. 4. Ruth, who followed God's path despite the bitter and painful path of life, eventually became a shining ancestor in the lineage of Jesus coming to this world. The path of repeated misfortune, frustration, disease, the path of hardship, suffering, thorns and tears and sweat that we didn't have to take or have to take, the path we walked. Me, you, us. Remember Ruth, who lived a life of tears and misfortune. Also remember Jesus' way of the cross. Wipe away your tears and sweat as you think of Jesus. Lama Lama Sabachthani, who became a human life, empathized with human creations, and ultimately went the way of the cross. Finally, Ruth. It came to pass in the days when the judges ruled that there was a famine in the land, and a certain man of Bethlehem, Judah, went to sojourn in the country of Moab, he and his wife and his 2 sons. Naomi said unto her 2 daughters-in-law, Go return each to her mother's house. My daughters, for it grieveth me much for your sakes that the hand of the Lord is gone out against me. And they lifted up their voice and wept again, and Orpha kissed her mother-in-law. But Ruth clave unto her, and she said, Behold, thy sister-in-law is gone back unto her people and unto her gods. Return thou after thy sister-in-law. And Ruth said, Entreat me not to leave thee, what return from following after thee. For whither thou goest, I will go, and where thou lodgest, I will lodge. Thy people shall be my people, and thy God my God. Here thou diest, will I die, and there will I be buried. The Lord do so to me, and more also, if aught more, but death part thee and me. I, Naomi, went out full, and the Lord has brought me home again empty. Why then call ye me Naomi, seeing the Lord hath testified against me, and the Almighty hath afflicted me? In Japanese. In Chinese. Thank you.